Hey viewers, how's it going? My name is DividableHalo HD. Today I am joined by the HeroicMiller and Caesar X Lanius, aka ShakeyBionic, aka Z4 Bros.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Uh,
Anyways, welcome to the interview, guys. It's been a while since I did it. You guys are lucky to be back on the series. Um, Today we're going to be talking about the lore of HeroicMiller and ShakeyBionic as well. So we're going to start with ShakeyBionic since there are two of you, or not ShakeyBionic, sorry, HeroicMiller since there are two of you. So HeroicMiller, when did you first join the Halo Clan community?
I don't really know exactly, but I know it was around 2012. I was recruited into the UUF, the good generations. I think I was in early second generation, and I found it because of that recruitment video. They're most popular currently, and so I joined and met Century Strike and all of them, and then I was hooked from then. I joined the community.
All right. So, what did you do within the United Union? Was it like the experience like really good for you?
It was great. Um, I started out, just a regular private. I never talked. I was really quiet. I ranked up. I think I was in there for like 6 months. I ended up as a second lieutenant, and I became a sentry shield, and then after that I left, and then I mean, they just after that I just feel like they weren't as good as they were because some of their good generals left and stuff. But I think it was good at that point. Yeah, definitely, it was great.
All right. So, where did you go afterwards?
After that, I left with the UUF's army general named Zektorn, and he made a clan called Gold Beret, and he made me leader of the National Guard, and that's like when I first had some leadership, responsibilities. And he said I did pretty good. I think I did okay, but then he ended it after like two weeks. So after that, I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? So that's when I started HSC.
All right. So, what prompted you to kind of make the name HSC?
Well, it started out as HS, which was Holy Soldiers, I think. Um, we had so many names, I don't really remember, but it all was in the realm of HS. It all stood, for something else, but it was HS, and then I think around the third generation it became HSC, but at first it was HS, which was Holy Soldiers, and then from then on out, eventually we added the C for clan, and then after that, command.
All right. Um, so this is where you started getting known in the community, was the HSC, right?
Yeah, yeah, we weren't known as HS, we were known as HSC.
All right. So how did you exactly get known within the community? Was there like any wars, conflicts, or like just anything in general that got you noticed?
Um, well, not really. I mean, we just started getting lobbies and we started facing the bigger clans. At first we started facing, horrible, easy to, win raids and 8v8s and stuff like that. We faced like Voltage and people like that, but I mean, they just wiped the floor with us. So, we weren't fighting people like that at first. We were fighting smaller clans, but then we got better. We started fighting UUF and we fought them on Halo 4 and we won. And then we were like, okay, well, we can face bigger clans and stuff like that. So, we just started facing bigger clans and we got bigger lobbies, and eventually we made a recruitment video and we just went up and up and up from there. And then, I don't know, it just got good.
All right. So I believe you're also part of the conflict between the SDA and the Triad, right?
I was in the triad with Exodus in 99th.
All right, and you were added later on after the UUF was kicked out, right?
Yeah, I came back to Reach right after they got kicked out, and then Exodus contacted me, or Divine. He said, we've seen your lobbies and everything, and we think that you guys would be good for the triad. And we were like, okay, yeah, sure. So we joined and all that stuff and became good allies and everything. So yeah.
All right. So, what was the experience like being part of this war? Like the main two clans that were part of it were obviously Exodus and Navcom.
Yeah,
You were more or
definitely.
less like an assistance towards Exodus.
Yeah.
So, what was it
Yeah,
like
it
for
was
you?
it was very toned down. Like everybody made such a big deal of it, but realistically, I don't think there was really a lot of conflict. I think both clans were too scared to face each other, and every now and then they would, but then it'd be 40-hour raids, and it just wouldn't result in anything. It'd be a draw, and it'd just be absolutely horrible, and wouldn't result in anything, wouldn't solve anything.
All right. So I believe you dropped from the war, or did you kind of just fade out from it?
I kind of just faded out. Eventually I just felt like a reach wasn't really helping my clan become stronger. So what I did was I just moved, and the war wasn't doing anything. I was gonna leave earlier, but I wanted to stay behind and try to help as much as possible. But I realized that it's not gonna go anywhere, and it didn't. So I thought I might as well just go ahead and move on. So that's what I did.
All right. So where did you go after you moved on?
We just took a break, and we moved to Xbox One. We started doing things. It's not like we were an official clan, but we played GTA together. We still called ourselves HSC, but we didn't ever really do anything much. I mean, we never really officially were up. It's not like we were recruiting. We were just with our loyalists still, all the heroics and whatnot. So we just kind of messed around, and then eventually we were just like, all right, well, we'll just see where the wind blows and go with it.
So does this kind of lead up to where you're at now?
Yeah, yeah. Um, now I'm in college and everything, and I just felt like, it's kind of just time to, maybe move on. And I still like, being a part of clans. I just don't have as much time as I did. So what I did is I was just like, all right, well, I want to be a leader still. So I talked to Caesar here back when he was shaky, Bionic, and I talked to him, and I was like, hey, your clan's looking really good, and I just want to be a part of that. So I joined, and here I am as his military chairman or senator, whatever he calls it. And yeah, and I kind of merged my whole clan with him.
All right. So we're gonna move on to ShakeyBionic or Caesar X Laney. I can't say it.
Lanius.
Lanius.
Yeah.
When did you first join the Halo Clan community?
Alright, I joined maybe 2012 or maybe late 2012, like almost 2013. And I joined was it this one clan called Noble Wolf Clan, and it was a very small time clan. I think I was 11 at the time. I can't confirm, but at that time, you had to be 12 in order to join the clan, and so I lied about my age in order to get into the clan, and it was like 2 days, and I was already like second in command of the clan. It was a very, very bad clan. We never won anything, but since this is my first clan, I was like, dude, this is awesome. And I started looking into it. I saw the United Nations. Sent an application, but I never got a reply because I think it was their voice message, and I was like a really big squeaker at the time. But I also sent one in for the UUF, and being UUF, they accepted me. Maybe because I was a squeaker and they need members. I don't know. I was under I was under Century Eagle at the time, and now he's one of my legates in my clan. But at that time, I never got invited to anything, so I left that clan when the League of Nations was up, led by Source UK. And I only had one friend in that clan, and I can't remember his full name to this day. There's this one guy on my friends list that's still friends with him, but started with Red. Um, but I don't know. I kind of want to get in contact with him again. He was a really great guy. But yep, once again, didn't really get invited to anything. So I want to say when Halo Reach, I was just more of a bystander, if you will. I was always watching things. Never got put in one raid with the UF or League of Nations. I've always been around to see those things happen. I've seen the lobbies, especially against like seeing Islayosaurus in the game with like DGA, because like I was always like stalking him for some reason, and I always saw him in there. And then when I saw League of Nations, that's why I sent him the message, and he accepted me. At that time, my gamer tag was I think it was Trooper Gauge or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah.
All right. So you started getting kind of known in the community around Halo MCC. Is that correct?
Uh, yeah, I guess you could say so.
All right. And that clan that kind of got you known was the Special Forces, right?
Mhm.
What prompted you to create the Special Forces?
Well, back on Halo 4, that's when I've actually got a good clan because like I started leading at that time. I led a small clan on Halo Reach, but I didn't bring that up because it's like not really in part of my history. But when I actually led a good clan, it's called the UNF on Halo 4. It started up June 6, 2014. Arioka sadly deleted that video on my channel when he was manager, but yeah, but it was UNF United Nations Federation, and we fought Shaky Joker. That led Eclipse Nations at the time, and I really liked leading. So when MCC came out, and MCC or not, the Halo 4 community was like dead at the time. So I just went straight over to MCC and started up the Special Forces, and um, it really did good for me because like I started talking to other leaders, like Black One. They all kind of just talked to all of them. That since my clan is most recognizable out of the community, started talking to them. They all saw me as an actual good leader on MCC, considering that I was probably the clan with the most member count and all that kind of stuff. And I was a really good forger at the time, and still am, I like to say. And so I created nice raid maps and all that kind of stuff, and really sparked a lot of attention for the community that was looking at MCC.
All right. So I believe Special Forces later shut down. I think a couple of times, or is that, am I wrong?
Um, we hit a couple bumps. I had this one guy in my clan, called Agent Zona or Mister Too Classy. For some reason, I kept letting him back in my clan, and he kept on leading rebellions. For one time, he actually was really good, and he created us a recruitment video that got us a lot of guys. Um, but he always kept leading rebellions such as Project Valkyrie or the UEG or whatever it was, USR, United States Republic, and also that was with was it that Lazy Zealot? If I think you know him. Um, so yeah, he always kept on creating those rebellions and all that kind of stuff. And I'm now friends with Agent Zona, so don't take offense to this if you watch this, but I usually beat him in every single war because I always got on my feet and all that kind of stuff, and just we just battled him and we usually won. So yeah, but there was this one rebellion led by Red Vendetta, and what is it? They assassinated me in a meeting, and then I went to go join the UNR, but now I'm not really fond of the UNR anymore for other reasons. But um, so yeah, and then he just told me to keep my clan going and don't stop because the clans that actually get known are that ones that don't fall due to rebellions and the ones that stick through hard times, like the UN in the sense like that was his huge comparison. Like he said, Jerry V once had only like 20 members and like 50 left, and he just said get back to work and keep the clan going, and now they're like probably the most notorious clan in the whole entire clan community. Like everyone knows them as like almost like the father figures of the community. Um so yeah, that's why I took that to heart, and so I just led SF, and then down the road I changed the name to LOA, Legion of Aegis, and part of Z4's propaganda was calling it Legion of Anus or Legion of Ass or even Legion of Autism. But you know, as me and Z4 are now really good friends, but um we ran with a very Roman ranking structure because I always liked Roman. I always saw the LOS media and I thought it was really cool. I actually later found out that they were Roman, so um but it was definitely really cool to be Roman, and I thought the ranking structure definitely really fit what I liked instead of just being a casual military clan with casual ranks. No offense, Miller, with the HSC.
None taken.
HSC
I
is a
think
really
this is
good clan.
great.
So yeah, and so I just led LOA, but I would like to claim myself pretty much like I ran the MCC community in the sense, even though Miller trolled my clan one time as
That's how I found you.
You can tell that story in a sec, but
All right.
so we pretty much just we beat every clan. We beat many coalitions. Coalitions would form up against us. We would just put them down. Z4 was part of a couple of those coalitions, but just later back out because the clans were really bad that he was with. Like Z4 was literally their only hope. But then one time, I poached one of Z4's members, but he's still loyal to Z4, so he came in here as a spy and he killed us in a raid. And I later on declared war on Z4, and although it was a really harsh war in the sense I went on vacation towards the end of it, and you sent a spy and won raids, and it was like every time there was someone in the base, it was always a spy, and they'd just kill us or whatever. I still like to think of that war as more of a lesson, since that was probably my most drastic war ever, and it literally just tore the clan in half. So I decided to end it, and then I'd say, yeah, I'm just starting it fresh on Halo 5 as Aegis. At this time, I think a little bit after the war, I met Miller in Minecraft lobby, and we were just talking. I always known of his clan, and it was just cool to talk to him. And then now me and him are really good friends. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of had some tough history with Z4 Bros.
Yeah, now me and him are really good friends.
All right. I got a really serious question to ask you. How many times have people confused you and Z4 Bros?
Too many times, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of people say me and Z4's voice sound very similar and call us brothers in this sense. Um, so yeah, like our voices are very similar, and I don't know why. So
All
it's
right.
kind of happened.
So both you and Miller moved on to a new clan together, right?
Yeah,
What clan
Pretty
is
much.
that called?
it's called Aegis, Aegis.
All right. Do you want to give me a brief history of that?
Um, yeah, sure. So I was talking to this was when I was still ShakeyBionic. I was talking to when we were first changing our name to Legion of Aegis. I was talking to Shaky Joker, and this was the time with the SCA and uh was I forget their name. Miller, what was it? Triumvirate
What?
Alliance or something like that. What was
Triad?
your Triad? That was it.
Yeah.
That was during this war when we decided to change our name to Legion of Aegis. So I talked to Z4. I'm not Z4. Shaky Joker, since he was already on the game on MCC, and we were trying to come up with some really cool names, and so he said Aegis, and I guess later down the road we found out Savage and Divine both led a clan that was medieval based called Aegis like a while ago. But at the time I didn't really know that, so we just ran with it, and then I later found that out, but since I already had an intro for it, I just didn't really feel like changing it, and then I later talked to Savage and he was okay with it. So yeah, I just got the name Aegis, and then I had a lot of loyal officers from the war against Z4 and SF. Like, probably one of the most notorious ones is Rise and Ghost. He's been with me through a lot. So I just made him the senator of foreign affairs. And then originally, the shoe burglar was my senator for the military. And then later on, Miller came and talked to me, and then we decided to put him in there since he had more leading experience in the sense, and I don't know, I talked to Miller more than the shoe burglar. So yeah. And then that's how Miller got on board, and that was about, I want to say, like 3 months before Halo 5. Would you say, Miller?
I think around there, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you guys at right now for your clan?
Um
Amazing.
yeah, we I think we're the first clan. I don't quote me on this. I think we're the first clan to get a full lobby on Halo 5.
I think we definitely are.
Yeah, and we got a recruitment video. Things are going really good. We're still trying to get our legions set up in full activity, but I say we're definitely one of the most prominent clans in the community at the moment. We have about 58 members, but if you round up, that's like 60. So
And that's active. That's not in all. That's active people.
yeah, and we definitely have more coming from HSC. Hopefully this December or January.
Yeah, I haven't brought them all in yet because 40
Yep.
isn't out yet.
All right. So what are your guys' plans for the future within your clan and the community?
Expand our empire, you could say. We like to refer to ourselves more of an empire instead of a clan. In the
Yeah.
sense, we have an imperial territory program, so our legates, they can go out on their own independent military campaigns, and they can go literally conquer clans. And I'm using, how I got this idea of conquering was through the Z4 war. It was either surrender. He gave me these options: either surrender or get destroyed. And so I later on surrendered. But later, like 2 days later, I ended my clan. But pretty much, we're gonna find mid-sized clans. We're gonna send spies into them, and this could be a warning to everyone. And then we're gonna start destroying them, and then we're gonna have a meeting with them and say, we can destroy your clan, or you can become an imperial territory of Aegis. And with that, we'll help them build their clan under us, but they're governed by the legate that conquered them. So he can treat them like absolutely shit if he wanted to, or he can help them and be his like extra forces if he needs to. Like Rexity, he's one of our legates. If he conquers like um some random clan, alright, and
Yeah,
he's a
Braun.
very nice guy, and then he can just recruit for them and have him as extra force, or he can like have them recruit for his legion and make him raid maps, and he can scream at them and make them do crouch slaps if he wanted to. And we're also going to try to crucify people and when Forge comes out and use that to our propaganda. So yeah. And then I guess that's it for that.
All right. One question for you, Bionic. What made you become a Shaky?
When we become a Shaky, it it was like a brotherhood in the sense like that's how like I was always hanging out with Shaky Jerker and Shaky Savage, and at the time I was a nation of the Exodus Nation program, and they all seemed like really nice guys. It was really good, and yeah. So when I was first joining and when I was first getting pretty much asked by the Shakies to join, um, I was aware that was gonna be more of a brotherhood, but when I later came to join, and no offense, Savage, it seemed more like a whole bunch of shit talking behind like everyone's backs in the sense. But it's still very united, and everyone. It's almost kind of part of the program, and it almost seemed like in some cases I wasn't wanted in the Shakies, because I had people like Blur T Slayer, and like Guy Rusa, and even Shaky Jerker sometimes coming up to me saying you're a fake Shaky, and then like when I said I left the Shakies. I got like kick messages saying like, "Hey, you like, thank God there's another fake Shaky out of the Shakies." So it just seemed like at the beginning I wasn't wanted. Like I was almost like that one guy that accidentally joined, or like someone accidentally asked me to join in the sense. So when I first joined, I thought it was gonna be more of a brotherhood. Everyone was gonna stand up for you no matter what. And then at the time, I was really good friends with Arioka. Savage, he did what he could. So I don't blame Savage at all for this. But there was still people after Arioka deleted all my videos, was hitting off a couple of my members offline in raids against BA, and was doing all this kind of stuff. What BA was harassing SF in the sense. It was almost like none of them had my back. I still saw people, like other Shakies, in the party with Arioka having fun, laughing, and almost like it never even happened. When I was a Shaky at the time, and he did that to my channel. But Savage, he also put a block on all the Shakies parties. Like Arioka cannot join your party. If he does, kick him. And it just seemed like it wasn't doing anything.
All right. In terms of Halo 5 and Halo Reach, what are your guys' opinions on clans that are already talking about going back to Halo Reach now that backwards compatibility is going to be here in December?
I think people are scared that they won't be able to make it on Halo 5, and that's always going to be a backup. On
Mm-hmm.
Reach, you can always be, where you're comfortable, but that if they do that, they're never going to expand. They're never going to become the next generation of what's going on. Halo 5, I think, is going to become a better setup for clans when the Forge comes out and everything, and it's already looking better. MCC, we said that too, but I mean, we can see the proof already. I mean, we're getting full lobbies, Aegises, and so far, I mean, we can already do trainings and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I think if they move back, it's just an excuse for them to, just because they couldn't make it.
And for the clans that are watching, like, if you don't adapt, you're never going to become above yourself. You're only going to be on reach, and that's going to be your, like, only thing that you can ever do. You need to adapt, you need to adjust.
Yeah. And now is the time. If you want to become a good clan, then be one of the first. It doesn't matter if you're big. You just, like make a YouTube channel if you want to be good. Even just propaganda will get you at the top. There's always new
Yeah,
clans coming in.
and in the sense, if you do want to become an Imperial Territory of Aegis, if you apply for it, we're not going to roll you like in Imperial Territory. We're going to be more friendly to you, and we can actually help you out with media, etc. But once again, you are under us, and there is a couple policies which I'll explain to you in private if you are interested.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys like to cover about your history that you might have missed, or anything you want to say to people watching?
Not that I can think of. Caesar?
Yeah, there's as many wars I've been in, but they're not really too interesting to talk about. I guess we can cover the quick little trolling session when Miller first met me.
Oh yeah.
Miller, I'll
Alright.
let you explain.
Okay,
I
so
can explain my point of view.
during their whole conflict, between Z4 and Bionic here, they were, going at it. And at the time, Z4, he was from Reach, so he's the only one I knew really from MCC during the whole thing. So I was talking to him one day while he was, talking trash about Bionic. And so I was like, I could go and troll his clan. I need a good video for my channel anyway. So, and he was like, dude, that'd be hilarious. So I got on my Heroic Fives account and I went and I joined it, SF, and I just went and just did random stuff. I was like shooting at them, saying, "Oh, I dropped my controller," and running into landmines and just being stupid pretty much. And then eventually I talked to, at the time he was Bionic, and then I was like, "I'm sorry, bro," and he was like, "Dude, it was funny," and I was like, "Wow, you're being really cool about this." Like most leakers would be really mad and be like, "You need to remove that video because it made me look bad and everything," but he was like totally chill with it. So I was like, you know what? It takes a certain kind of leader, to be that cool about it. So, and I was like, if I'm gonna be with a clan, I want to be with a leader that's kind of like that. So then I joined him, and basically all my respect goes to him now. So that's kind of how we met, is by
Yeah.
me trolling him.
Yeah, was it? Miller literally like invited me to a party like the night it was up later, but I was on YouTube. He's like, "Yo, did you like check out my channel?" And like lately, like I posted a new video. I was like, "Oh no, Miller," because like Heroic Fives was in the party because like Heroic Fives account invited me, which that's a shared account throughout the Heroics, and I just like get in there, I watch it, and then I was like in a party with my members, and they were asking me why I was laughing because like just probably one of my favorite quotes throughout there. He's like you like saw this landmine. It's like, do you want me to shoot it? And he was like, and then one of my other members that's still in my clan named World Premier. He was like, no. And he like literally stares at the landmine for 5 seconds, and then he shoots it and dies. Because we were doing like a team tac thing, a team tac training against other people, and I wasn't there at the time. So it was really fun to watch, but it is really cool to see like how like what some of my members did, like why I wasn't there, and I think they did pretty good also throughout that. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
All right. I believe that is all we have to talk about.
All right.
Thank you, HeroicMiller, and thank you, Bionic or Caesar X. Like I said,
Lanius?
Lanius, for coming on this interview.
No problem.
No
All
problem,
right.
dude. And if you want to join Aegis, contact myself or HeroicMiller.
Alright guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it up. If you have any comments or suggestions, be sure to leave it down below. I'm pretty sure Miller or Bionic will check it for sure. Also, if you guys watch this whole video, leave the hashtag GeneralJB172. As you've probably seen, he called in the middle of this, and his name popped up right in the middle of the screen. But other
Really?
than that, yeah,
What?
yeah, you guys are gonna have to watch it to find it. Anyways,
Okay.
Oh crap.
anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Alright, guys, take care.